Okay, so let's do some examples of how to simplify number expressions. Your book will ask you to simplify things in the following form. First, they will give you an equation like this, where it says simplify. And then they will give you the equation. It will look like negative 28. We've already done this one. We'll move to another one. Negative 3 minus 7 plus 8. The first thing I like to do is to color everything in a way that makes sense to me. So what I will do is I will make all of my negatives red, so I know I need to subtract or go left on the number line. So I'm going to make my negative 3 red, my negative 7 red, and I like to make all of my positive numbers green, as if I'm gaining, right? Green means go, green means money, green means to get. So now it looks like this. Negative 3 minus 7 plus 8. For those of you who have been following along, you could also have written it negative 3 plus negative 7 plus 8. When you add a negative, it's the same thing as subtracting a positive. But we don't really need to do that because we know we can get rid of this adding sign and just have the minus 7. All right, my next step is to say, what is actually going on here? Well, I think to myself, I owed somebody $3. And then I owed them another $7. And then I paid them $8. What is the total change, or what's the net income or the net result of that? Well, let's start at the top. If I owed somebody $3, negative 3, and then I owed them another 7, don't I owe them 3 plus 7, which is minus 10? Negative 3 minus 7 becomes more negative, is negative $10. I drop everything over here. I drop my addition symbol. I drop the $8 I haven't used yet. And now I say, all right, I now owe them negative $10, which is this right here. But I paid them $8. But I paid them 8. So if my original bill was $10 and I put $8 on it, or I paid $8 towards it, how much do I now owe? Well, I only owe, well, it's a negative, sorry. I only owe $2 now. Now I can show you what that looks like on the side. So I have a number line here. I've got my 0 over here because I know I'm not going to ever cross to the positives. And I say, all right, I have 1, 2, 3, negative 3. And then minus 7, I go to the left 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Let me fill in my numbers to see where I end up. I end up at 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So that accounts for this step right here. And then the final step is to add 8, which means to go to the right 8 from 10, negative 10. Let's see what I end up at. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Let's fill in that number to find out what it is, and it's negative 2. Both of those check out. Negative 3 minus 7 plus 8 is negative 2. So that's 2 different ways you could do that. All right, let's try another one. Let's try one with the positive in the middle. Let's see what happens. All right, the problem is going to tell you to simplify again. And now the problem is negative 8 plus 10 minus 12. I think to myself, all right, can I switch the colors up? my -8, my -12, and my +10. All right, so let's start at the beginning, from left to right. I start at -8. I owe somebody $8, or I've gone to the left 8. And now I need to go to the right 10, or I need to add $10 to that. So I owed somebody $8, and then I paid them 10. -8 plus 10 is +$2. Now they owe me. So I have extra money. And then I drop my sign. I have a -12, negative and a 12. And then I say, all right, what is +2 minus 12? Well, if I had $2 and then I spent $12 at a store, how much do I owe the store? Well, I owe them $10. Now let's see if that works out on a number line. I draw my number line. I start out at 0 in the middle, because this time I'm going backwards and forwards. So it starts off with -8. So let's draw -8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I fill in my numbers. I check to make sure I didn't lose anything, okay? So I've gone to the left 8. That accounts for -8. Okay? Then my next step was to add 10. So adding 10 was going to the right 10. So let's go to the right 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I have to add 1. And 1 more for 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And where did that put me? That's +1. That's +2 so far. So good. And my last step was to take away 12. So I need to go backwards 12 from 2. So let's go backwards. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. One more, 11, and 12. I ended up here. Let's see what that is. -9 and -10. My math checks out. -8, add 10, take away 12 is -10. Hopefully this is becoming simpler and easier for you, whether using the arithmetic, which is the numbers, or using the number line. I'm going to show you one more way to do it using squares and blocks. It's a little bit more work, but it also gives you a good answer. So let's clear this, and let's do this problem here. I've got simplify, and I say, all right, -6 minus -2 plus 10. Ooh, we've got something interesting now. Let's see what happens. Let's rewrite the negatives. -6 minus 2. Let's write the positives, +10, and let's put in the operation symbols. I made that negative an operation symbol because I assumed that this negative belonged to that 2. Okay? So let's see what's going on here. So first, I say to myself, I owe somebody $6 again. That's the negative. But now instead of owing them more money, which would be if this was addition, if this said -6 plus -2, I would have continued owing them another $2. But that's not what it says here. What it says here is -6, and how I like to think about this is the opposite of whatever's coming after it. And whatever comes after it is the opposite of -2. And what is the opposite of -2? Well, the opposite of a negative is a positive. So 2 negatives make a positive. Anytime I see two negatives next to each other, I can turn it into a positive. So now it's not -6 minus -2, it's -6 plus +2, because two negatives make a positive. I'm going to keep saying that until it's drilled in. So -6, take away the opposite of -2 is -6 plus 2, which is -4. I owed somebody $6. I gave them 2. I now only owe them $4. Then I drop my symbols over here. My addition should be black. My 10 should be green. Then I put these together, -4. I owed somebody $4 and I paid them 10. I paid them too much. That means I should have $6 positive left over. Now let's see if that works on the number line. All right. I draw my number line. And I say, all right, here's my 0. I need to go to the left 6. 1, 2, I'm writing red. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. All right, so I've gone -6 to the left. My next step would have been to do the opposite, to go the opposite of -2. Well, if -6 and -2 goes this way to the left, the opposite of that is going to the right 2. This is the opposite of going to the left 2. So I don't do this, I do this. The opposite of going to the left 2 is going to the right 2. And that puts me at -4. Is that correct? Yep, that's what we had up here. And then finally, I add 10. So let me add 10 from my -4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Let's fill in the spaces that I jumped. Let's see what it took me to. 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and there we are, ending at 6. Those greens are worth 10. I did the opposite of -2, which was up 2 from -6, leaves me to +6. Very nice. So let's talk about some takeaways. Takeaway number 1. Negative numbers go left on the number line. Or you can think of them as how much you owe somebody, or debt. Number 2, positive numbers go to the right. And this is how much you are gaining. All right, or how much you have. Bullet point number 3, 2 negatives make a positive. -5 is to the left. The opposite of going to the left is going to the right. So the opposite of -5 is +5. And that's all I've got for simplifying number expressions. I hope this helped. If you have any questions, let me know in class or in the comments below. All right, see you in the next video.